What's up, everybody? Let's get started. Yeah, come on in. What's up, Star Series? Yeah, come on in. What's up, Rainbow Hill? What's up, Lisa? Rainbow Hill, why I caught you, just stated. Yeah. Yeah, I know my lectures have to be surprise only. Or else the motherfuckers will have the defense mechanisms in place to shut my shit down. Just now, I was going to use my other phone, but they wouldn't even let me start the live on that phone. So, what's up, Diana? So, you know how that is. Y'all come on in. We gonna get started. Star Series, I was waiting for this touch on everything. That's what I plan on doing, touching on everything. What the hell is going on around here? What's up, Daniel? So yeah, y'all come on in. We gonna get it in. Alright. We'll give him another minute, y'all, and we'll get started. All right, let us begin. Let us begin. Now, what is Gnosticism? Where did it come from? What is it about? How did it get here? What we doing with it? So many questions about this mysterious science, right? So many questions about it. Well, let's start at the beginning. Gnosticism was the original Christianity. You see what I'm saying? It was the original Christianity, as in you had that spawned out of Egypt, ancient Egypt, ancient Samaria, ancient Persia, which were the three big houses before the Gnostic energy made its way, birthed it in Europe. You see what I'm saying? Now, Gnosticism gave way to Judaism because they are actually a rogue sect of Gnosticism, because they didn't want the other prophets. They just wanted Moses. And the Gnostics, of course, didn't agree with that. And, of course, Christianity is a rogue sect of Judaism because they wanted the New Testament and the Old Testament, and the Jews didn't want that. So that's why the Jews and the Christians are beefing. You see what I'm saying? What's up, Brian? So this was going on here. This was going on here. Now, what is the practice of Gnosticism, study and practice of Gnosticism all about? It's the study of the concept of gnosis, or inner knowing, or self-awareness, or inner intuitions, and supreme wisdom. That's what it's about. It's about going within yourself, tapping into your original God self of your soul, and living from within yourself, learning to live and learn from within your soul. You see what I'm saying? Learn to live and learn from within your soul. So from soul outward instead of from the body inward. You see what I'm saying? So this is what this powerful science is all about. It originally has great connections to the Sufi, to the ancient Egyptian Jedi, to the ancient Sumerian Yezidi, or Yazidis, as they also known, and also who would go on to set up ancient Persia. They were also known as Yazidis because they was from the ancient Sumerian lineage, and that's what all your Holy Grail lectures was all about. You see what I'm saying? That's why this is the prologue to those Holy Grail teachings here as well, because Gnosticism, the Knight Templars, the Gnostic priests, the Knights of the Knights of I think they call the Saracen, the Knights of Saladin. That's what they call. They was like the last of the ancient Egyptian knights during the Muslim regime of ancient Egypt. So this Gnostic energy was probably the last great science that was created before the world got fucked up. You see what I'm saying? So what happened to these priests? Well, inquisitions happened. Motherfuckers thought that they let the Pope gain too much power through the Crusades, and he was sending all these spiritual beings, spiritual warriors off to kill each other in the Crusades and all these other wars that they had going on. And once they got weak enough, then Christianity imposed this will Christianity made Pope God, and the Pope imposed his will all across the world, as y'all would know. And that's how the world became a Christian world. You see what I'm saying? So, and they would go, but before that, they had to kill off Gnostics. They had to kill off many Sufis. They had to kill off Yazidis. They had to kill off the last of the Jedi, the ancient Saladins. You see what I'm saying? They had to kill off all of them motherfuckers before they could say that even the Jews were being killed, which is why there's still animosity between them to this day. They had to kill off all these motherfuckers so that they can dub Christianity as the one true religion. Then, after they conquered Europe, after they conquered and made a stronghold. Then they started their, what you like to call, true crusades all across the planet. It still is one big crusade all across the planet to make the rest of the world bow to them and become Christians. And then they created the false Jesus, the false Christ, so the world would be under the one God. Like they said in the Constitution, one nation under God, the Pope, in liberty and justice for all. So through the Pope, or the Pope grants your freedoms. You see what I'm saying? So that's what's been going on with this Christian energy for the past 2,000 years. You see what I'm saying? That's what happened. But the Gnostics were the original. They were the original, masters of this particular Christ energy, because motherfuckers for a long time thought Lucifer and Satan were the enemies. No, actually, in the Holy Grail teachings, Lucifer is actually a child of Sophia, a legitimate child. Him and Christ are legitimate children of the goddess Sophia, unlike Yaldabaoth, right? They actually was born through the permission of the Creator. You see what I'm saying? So Lucifer is. I got something in my nose. Yeah. My bad. Lucifer is actually a true and living energy. It is the destructive light, the destructive force. And Satan, being Lucifer's dark side, is the destructive darkness, which are actually much needed energies. And Christ is the creative energies. You see what I'm saying? So that's what this is all about. And in the middle there, the organization side of God, or the preservation principle, is the Jedi, the Gnostics, the Yezidai, the Sufi. You see what I'm saying? All of them play their role to preserve and organize and continue to evolve the teachings as time goes on. That's what the organizational principle is all about. You see what I'm saying? So this is what it's all about. This is what's going on here. This is what makes this energy so fucking powerful. You see what I'm saying? So what happened? What happened to these Gnostics? You see what I'm saying? Why didn't we get this knowledge? Why we ain't know nothing about Gnosticism? Because the Spanish Inquisition killed all the Gnostics. Labeled a lot of Knight Templars were labeled heretics. And of course, they pretty much destroyed the Moorish Empire, who, pretty much evolved this Gnostic energy in its entirety. You see what I'm saying? And since how Gnosticism, Al-Islam, all that was all being developed together alongside each other, all that shit had to go. So that's why they launched the Crusades against the Moorish Empire first and destroyed this shit. You see what I'm saying? So the Inquisitions y'all heard so much about, the most popular one was the Spanish Inquisition, just one of many European Inquisitions that happened, Christian Inquisition that happened, was about slaughtering as many of these beings as possible, driving them to exile, killing them, murdering them, burning them at the stake in the name of Christ. Even though they were the original masters of Christ and teachers of Christ and this force, you see what I'm saying? This energy, this power. So their children basically turned on them. For the most part, their children turned on them, and here we are in a world where we only have like 1% of esoteric knowledge. You see what I'm saying? The church only giving you 1%. 1%. Here, really now, that was when your mamas was growing up. Our parents was growing up. Now it's like 0.001%. You see what I'm saying? So, cause now it degenerates more and more each generation, because nobody is teaching the true science. So it's gonna continue to degenerate. So now we at like 0.001% of what the esoteric knowledge really is, thanks to these motherfuckers. You see what I'm saying? And they continue to strong arm this knowledge. You see what I'm saying? So this is what's going on. Now, how did this shit get bad, period? You see what I'm saying? That's how it got bad on the planet and how we ended up here. But how did it get bad in general? Like, what the fuck happened that this realm, that made this realm, this dimension, this material universe so fucked up, or a material multiverse so fucked up. Well, it says in the Gnostic teachings in the beginning, the creator, the source of all, created 36 aeons. Now, the 36 aeons was just simply mean ages or levels of consciousness, or how, just different spheres of consciousness on a hierarchical plane. So it's 30. Look at the tree of life. That's what they mean. It's 36 spheres of consciousness. You see what I'm saying? But this is not the tree of life yet. 36 spheres of consciousness that spawned out of the mind of the one source, the creator, that was created throughout the primordial realm, the pleroma, as they call it in Gnosticism, the pleroma. Now, this is what make this interesting. The pleroma, the 36 spheres, once they was created, the last sphere that was created was Sophia, which was Gnostic wisdom or inner wisdom, right? Now, Sophia being the 36th sphere, the 36th sphere of consciousness, looked at the source of the all, the creator, and was like, damn, I want to create like that. So instead of getting the permission of the creator to learn how to create, she decided to create her at her own behest or own will. When she did this without the permission of the creator, she pretty much produced or birthed a monstrosity, which y'all know as Yaldabaoth. Now, what does Yaldabaoth look like? Because I never knew what he looked like until I read the Gnostic text and they actually gave a description of him. He got a face of a lion, dragon, these types of things. So let me get a picture of him for y'all. Let me get the picture here. There we go. Get that glare out there. There we go. That's Yaldabaoth. Get a better picture of him. There we go. Oh, they won't let me show it now, huh? There you go. Ooh. There you go. That's what he look like right there. That's Yaldabaoth. He got a face of a lion with 6 wings, 6 arms, and the body of a snake or a serpent. That's what he looks like. Right there. And it says here, what does it say here? It says, Yaldabaoth, the Demiurge craftsman of matter, or god over matter. Yaldabaoth was born from the union of the raw matter and the divine spark, the motor of the universe. But the instigator of this union, Sophia, an aeon, sphere of consciousness, very close to the superior, very close to the supreme being Yaldabaoth, Yehovah, or they just using Yehovah, but Yehovah and Yaldabaoth are actually the same motherfuckers. Actually, Pormandres, that's the real name, was ashamed of her creation against nature and isolated in a remote corner of heaven. Yaldabaoth then grew up in ignorance of all the creative processes that had preceded his birth, and ended up believing he ended up believing hard as iron that he was the Demiurge at the origin of all that exists. But he only could fashion the matter emanating from God and was unable to give life to his creation. Sophia was commissioned to breathe life into the incomplete creations of her son. Thus is as indescribable as he is powerful. Indescribable as he is powerful. So, what they basically saying is, Yaldabaoth was produced from this, it was an illegitimate birth, and he was produced. And so, she sectioned him off in his own corner of heaven because she was mortified at this creation. And in his own corner of heaven, he produced this realm of matter. You see what I'm saying? And what's worse, this realm of matter produced 7 egotistical forces, which was the creation of his own mind, which were known as Archons. There were 7 major archonic overlords. Now, what forces did they represent? Because if Yaldabaoth is the supreme ego, as y'all know it, the supreme ego, these 7 unnatural forces of the ego is ignorance, vampirism, fear, envy, illusion. You can also say resistance or irritation, but it's all mainly illusion because this shit is not real. Pride and greed. You see what I'm saying? So those are the 7 original unnatural forces of the ego. You see what I'm saying? So because of these energies that were set up, they created the realm of matter, but instead of being cool guys, they became fucked up guys because they got in their mind. Yaldabaoth thought that he was the only being because it was a veil that was placed over him and his realm to make him think he was the only God, and he never looked up to see the other 36 realms or spheres of consciousness outside that was above him. You see what I'm saying? So since he never looked up, he never became enlightened. You see what I'm saying? To those other 36 levels of consciousness. So in the primordial realm. So that's what the story of this realm of matter is all about. So the Demiurge, aka Yaldabaoth, and the supreme ego and his 7 archonic generals, the 7 unnatural forces of the ego, mental forces of the ego, celestial forces, because the archons are nothing but vampires. You see what I'm saying? Celestial vampires. That's basically what they are. But they take the form of angels as well, because he still was born from, Yaldabaoth was still born from Sophia, so he still has some divine qualities, of course, because he could create. So of course he had some divine qualities, and of course the divine qualities look like what? Angels. So the Archons are mimicking the angels in the sense that that was just in his natural bloodline, but they're really celestial vampires. Celestial unnatural forces of the supreme ego of Yaldabaoth. This is just the 7 archonic forces is just literally Yaldabaoth thinking. And you see what I'm saying? That's his thought process. Ignorance. We got to bestow ignorance on these motherfuckers. Vampirism, the second archon. We got to siphon and feed on these motherfuckers. So they set up their material world. They set up the material universe. The material universe is literally an interdimensional restaurant for them to feed on, literally. So then, after ignorance and vampirism, they produce fear. We need them scared because fear produced the best dinner. You see what I'm saying? Then, after fear, we need envy because envy leads to fear. When you're jealous of something, that means you feel that you're about to lose something. So, it's going to lead back to fear eventually. You see what I'm saying? So, that's 4. Then, we're going to cast illusions on them. Jedi mind trick these motherfuckers. Or in this case, Sith mind trick these motherfuckers into thinking that they free, but they not free because they still up under our spell. You see what I'm saying? So the illusion is the spell we've heard so much about on not only our people in this, but every fucking being in this fucking dimension. You see what I'm saying? Not just our planet, but every plane of existence, because it talk the Gnostic gospel talk about that there's multiple planes of existences or planets in this material world. So everybody is dealing with this in this in this realm. And what the ancient Egyptians called this realm, they called it a mental. You see what I'm saying? So now it's all making sense. You see what I'm saying? This so-called underworld, this is just the material world of Yaldabaoth that we living in. We incarnated into his mind for a reason. Now, they set this shit up for this very same purpose. So, what's next after fucking illusion? Pride. Because now we don't need them to focus on the illusion, because they focus on the illusion. That means they can break the illusion. What's up, Will? What's up, D? That means they can break the illusion. So we need them to be prideful of the shit that they can do. So creativity, scientific discoveries, advanced technologies. You see what I'm saying? All that. We need them to focus on that shit as long as they're not focusing on us. That's where the pride come in. And of course, finally, greed. We gotta do greed, because we need motherfuckers to become tyrants in our place on the physical plane, because we're not on the physical plane. We're in a dimensional space above the physical plane, because we guys. Why the fuck would we be down there with them? You see what I'm saying? Shit, we just over here watching our herds and feeding off our herds. We just need our dinner, our lunch, and our fucking breakfast and snacks in between. That's all we give a fuck about. And shit, and the best tyrants, the best motherfuckers who master greed, we gonna graduate them, and they gonna become generals in our vampiric army, because all 7 Archons have legions of vampiric soldiers or forces behind them. And so any motherfucker that's engaging in vampiric practices, I don't give a fuck what race you in, for real. If you engaging in these vampiric practices, siphoning life force, then you're in Archon school. You're training to become an Archonic soldier in their fucking war. You see what I'm saying? That the Cabal is just like one piece of the puzzle. No, that's like just what's going on this planet. If you look at the whole game, the whole big picture, then this a whole fucking Game of Thrones. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? 7 lords presiding over 7 major regions or sectors of their material world, and fucking Yaldabaoth is the supreme overlord. You see what I'm saying? That presides over them, and he sits over them watching his creation fucking grow, and they feeding on that energy, getting stronger. You see what I'm saying? What's up, Sherry? So that's what's going on here. That is what we call the mental. That's what the ancient Egyptians was trying to warn us about. We ain't in no fucking. This ain't the primordial. This ain't even the middle world. The middle world is the fucking 36 fields of consciousness above this realm. You see what I'm saying? Them the middle earth. That's mid earth or the mid hearts. Hell, shit, that spun out of the mind, the mind of the creator or Planetary. You see what I'm saying? So those original 36 spheres of consciousness, where all the other immortals at, that's the mid world, the God realms. You see what I'm saying? And the original 3 that spun out, the original triangles, are the heavenly realms. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? The upper realms. So there you go. So we ain't even on the Richter scale. Shit. We the illegitimate, we in the illegitimate 37th realm. For the most part. The illegitimate realm of matter. That don't even supposed to fucking be here right now. And why do they hate us so much? Well, the creator said, okay, I'll make this work for me. So the creator petitioned the souls, who were self-generated, by the way. All our souls are self-generated. They were answer to a problem that the creator had. The creator was like, how can I become more of a creator than I am now? And the souls, us, said, we'll be that catalyst between you and creation. So So we self-generated ourselves into existence, and then we went out to create. And of course, y'all got these 36 fields of consciousness. You see what I'm saying? So cause beings live in those 36 fields of consciousness, multiple realms and dimensions and planes, beautiful. Y'all been there, hell, y'all been there in your meditations and dreams and all that shit. You know, that's where you go when you leave here for a little while. Take a break from this bullshit. So this was going on here. This was going on here. And so he hate us because the creator said, okay, I need y'all to go down there into the realm of matter and enlighten this realm so it could become an official sphere of consciousness. So we can make that the 37th consciousness, and that'll be the 10, and that'll be completion. But y'all the boy wasn't hearing that shit. Once all the beings in this material existence start receiving the divine light of consciousness, which are our souls, and they start being incorporated with divinity, y'all the boy like, whoa, what's that? What's that light there? And Archons like, hell, we don't know, that shit that's new there. And they studied it for a while. They ain't doing that at first. That's why you got these ancient, powerful civilizations. They had to sit there and study what the fucking soul was capable of. So they seen what these motherfuckers was doing. And these motherfuckers was literally becoming more of a god than they were. You see what I'm saying? They was becoming high-level supreme beings. And they was on a level higher than them. They was like, and that's when they snapped. They was like, oh, hell nah. And that's when they turned up the juice on fucking vampirism and the 7 archonic forces. And that's when you start seeing all types of motherfuckers just be civilizations just fall left and right for no fucking reason. Earthquakes, goddamn hurricanes, all this shit was by design. There was these forces, there was these archonic forces bombarding our planet, fucking causing these triggering these natural disasters in fucking nature and destroying these societies. You see what I'm saying? These Atlantis, Lemuria, fucking ancient America, fucking ancient Nubia, Samaria, hell, Asia, ancient Europe, hell, Russia, shit, you go on and on, Australia, all these motherfuckers were starting to get bombarded by these archonic frequencies. And later on, I'm gonna come back and tell y'all what's really y'all ego in y'all mind, cause I'm gonna tell y'all right now, the neocortex or your cerebrum is your ego. That the whole fucking that big part of your brain on top of your fucking real brain that so-called scientists say is only been around for about 6,000 years. That's the ego. You see what I'm saying? All that shit is the ego. The so-called intellectual mind. Which our ancestors spoke against the intellectual mind. You know, you satisfied with some books, you know, some numbers and whatever, some words. Then after that, you supposed to transcend that shit into absolute knowing, true supreme wisdom. So yeah. So I'm gonna do a whole fucking lecture on that alone. That's his own lecture by itself. But I want to let y'all know what y'all ego is in this lecture since we talking about it. So yeah, that whole neocortex is fucking the ego. The right hemisphere is the super ego, and the left hemisphere, the differential mind, is the fucking regular ego. The super ego is a so-called intuitive mind, your intuition as it pertains to this physical world. You see what I'm saying? So, and your left hemisphere is your logical mind, your ability to differentiate, like, oh, that's a tree, that's the grass. You see what I'm saying? That sky, you see what I'm saying? So, but that's still your ego. You see what I'm saying? Where's the ego? The ego is all about edging God, the supreme source, out of your fucking consciousness. So that's what's been going on. That's what's been going on. They've been bombarding the planet with archonic forces. But now, beings have, a lot of these beings from other across the pleroma have been picking up on the fucking crazy shit that's been happening, because there have been more and more enlightened souls hitting our planet, Mother Earth, Mother Heart, and Mother Earth don't supposed to be here. You see what I'm saying? Mother Earth fell into this shit because y'all the boy and was getting into it with other fucking immortals, and they went to war with that motherfucker, which you know as the wars in heaven. the Star Wars. You see what I'm saying? That's what you know him as. And so, cause he was like I'm the only God. You see what I'm saying? Cause these beings start incarnating down here, and they would track the soul to see where they was going, and that's when he found out that there were other little higher gods and dimensions above him, and that's when he started going to war with them. So that's when all these beings start going to war with each other. So this is the infinite war you've heard so much about, the Star Wars. So that's the crazy part. So he upset that we down here and we starting to get back to our souls now. We done with this ego shit, cause we see what ego do. It destroys you. Hell, it's so destructive that it even kills your immortality. Now that's some destructive shit. Like, it got you dying at fucking age 60 and 70. The human body is literally designed at this point in time to live for 120 years. But originally, when it was first created, it was designed to live 1,000 years. So the ego itself is literally suffocating your immortality. You see what I'm saying? That's how crazy this shit is. That's what you really got going on with these motherfuckers in power. Y'all the bulls and all the motherfuckers. So they ain't just an intergalactic republic. These motherfuckers are celestial forces making sure shit go right in their fucking dimension. So and we knee deep in their dimension, trying to bring out Mother Earth, Mother Heart, who fell into their dimension. We can get up out of here. But of course, they don't want to give up Mother Earth because they consider it a crown jewel. They consider it an insult to all the other fucking immortals out there. That, hey, we got one of y'all prizes, one of y'all main hearts. You see what I'm saying? And we're going to keep this heart. We're going to sit on this for a while. And then we're going to destroy the people on here as bonus content. You see what I'm saying? But now, these beings are back, have infiltrated this dimension, and warring with these motherfuckers on levels you don't even understand. All over there's wars going on all over a mental right now, this dimension. That's how real this is. There's wars going on all over this motherfucker, because our planet ain't the only planet that's being liberated. They stole some other planets as well. So they knocked some other planets down here into their dimension as well, and been having those beings suffer also. So this how real it is. This how real it is. So they a little scared because they on the verge of losing Earth, and Earth is their primary asset. See what I'm saying? Because Earth is a prime heart. They made Earth the prime heart of their dimension. So it's literally sitting in the heart of a mental. You see what I'm saying? It's literally sitting in the heart of this realm. So they lose Earth, then they lose their core. And the mission can literally risk being destroyed if Earth are sent up out of here. So that's why they're fighting tooth and nail to keep this planet under control. You see what I'm saying? That's what's really going down. That's how big this shit really is. This shit big business, y'all. Y'all don't even know. Motherfuckers feel like look here, we want this, and if y'all try to take it, we gotta murk niggas now. We gotta take niggas out. So all the shit you seeing on the planet right now, all the chaos you seeing on the planet, is because they are fighting tooth and nail to keep this planet theirs. You see what I'm saying? They fighting tooth and nails. You see what I'm saying? And where these energies come from? How do they even attack you? Well, now the neocortex is the unconscious mind. What if I told y'all that? So since your ego is the least most conscious. So when you start to tap into the true brain, which is your pineal mind, and your cerebellum, your dream mind, and your cerebellum actually fucking keeps you balanced between mind, body, and spirit and soul. So that's your equilibrium mind. That's your balanced mind. So when you start getting back into that, the neocortex activate its fucking defense mechanism, because now the true mind, the pineal mind, is waking up. The immortal mind is waking up, and now it's sending those archonic forces to attack, and it's projecting out into your physical world as resistance. As dumb motherfuckers attacking you for no reason. As motherfuckers telling you you ain't this. As motherfuckers telling you you ain't that. It's cars almost trying to hit you. It's motherfuckers just being jealous of you for no reason, because now they starting to see your light. You see what I'm saying? You see how it's working now? Goddamn. Now they trying to feed off you for real now. Now you putting more fucking Archonic soldiers on you now. Archonic forces on you now. So now they got you in traffic jams pissed off to lower your vibration. Because they don't need you getting to that. They don't need you reaching that upper level. You see what I'm saying? They don't need you fully tapping into your pineal center. You see what I'm saying? The 3 kings and the 3 queens. Here, I'll talk about them later. So you got 6 glands. If you look at the pineal gland, the pineal center, which is the pituitary, the pineal, and the hypothalamus are the three kings. And then you got the thalamus, the hippocampus, and the cerebellum, which are the 3 queens. So you got these 6 glands inside your true mind, and they're all operating up under the what? All-seeing eye, which sits above your pineal gland. And when this motherfucker is in power, it creates its own universe because the universe sits above it. And when this shit explode out and erupt out, your God force erupts out as well. You see what I'm saying? And that's when they're no longer able to hurt you and affect you. So this is what they're trying to stop. This is what these forces of anti-awakening is all about. You see what I'm saying? These forces of resistance. You see what I'm saying? The resistance. They like to push that in fucking news these days. The resistance. Nah, that's the force. That's the fifth archonic force. Talking about the resistance. That's the archon of illusion. You see what I'm saying? Then greed, pride, envy, fear, vampirism. Oh yeah, they set up vampirism real well. Everywhere you go, they trying to take something from you. Whether it's your funds, whether it's your blood, whether it's your happiness, whether it's your emotional state, whatever. They always trying to take something from me. So this world is nothing but vampirism. This society. You see what I'm saying? And then you got ignorance. Oh, we can't. That all is mental, people. All is mental. We can't let them fucking figure out who they are. All these archonic forces are literally counterbalanced, or they counterbalance to the hermetic laws, which are the spiritual, original spiritual forces of the universe. You see what I'm saying? You gonna look at them. Ignorance is counterbalanced to what? Mentalism. You gonna see there's a lot. All these forces counterbalance each other. So they try to stop you from tapping into the hermetic, the spiritual laws, which are spiritual forces in your mind. You see what I'm saying? That you tap into with your pineal gland and your God force, your soul force. So that's why the ancient Egyptians said your soul is in your mind and in your heart. Because your heart is where your original soul is, because your heart is your original mind. Always listen to your heart. Always listen to your soul that guides you. And the pineal, the force of your heart is in your mind. You see what I'm saying? And then you even got your instinctual program for your ability to survive while you dealing with this bullshit. You see what I'm saying? That's your instinctual brain, your instinctual soul. You see what I'm saying? While you down here, you gotta put up with this bullshit, so you gotta survive to do that. You see what I'm saying? So that's what the instinctual mind is for. So that's what's happening here. That's what's happening here with these crazy motherfuckers. That's what it's all about. Mental, the material unconsciousness, the sphere of unconsciousness, the 37th unholy sphere of consciousness. So, that are supposed to come into balance with the 36 spheres of consciousness, but it's hard-headed because you got y'all the boy crazy ass at the ham fucking shit up. You see what I'm saying? And his 7 goons and their fucking archonic armies that's behind them fucking shit up. You see what I'm saying? So they warring with the other fucking beings in the pleroma to stop this shit. You see what I'm saying? It's like, nah, y'all reign is like, nigga, where my cousin at? Where my uncles and aunties and sisters at? Nigga, they been down here for 100,000 years. We ain't seen them yet. What's going on? So now everybody like, what the fuck going on down here? See what I'm saying? So everybody infiltrating this dimension to see what's up. And that's triggering warfare all across this dimension. They call it the dark dimension. The dark dimension. Yeah, the Amenta. The dimension of Amenta. Let's go to Amenta, y'all. Everybody know, like, we gotta go to Amenta. Okay, here we go. Let me go grab my fucking lightsaber. Let me go grab my enchanted armor. Cause I know if I gotta go to a mentor this week, it's gonna be some bullshit. You see what I'm saying? That's what it's like having to come down here. So that's what everybody feel when they have to come down to this motherfucker here. You see what I'm saying? So that's how this realm was created. It was created specifically as a fucking interdimensional fucking restaurant. And even the celestial beings from other spheres of consciousness will tell you, like, just being here, they will suck the life force from you. Just being in the realm itself. It's programmed to self-vamp you. It's auto-vamp. It's set to auto-vamp. Like, just you entering this dimensional sphere, it goddamn auto-vamps your life force. So what they had to do, they had to put on special equipment, special enchanted equipment to stop these energies from vamping them. So that's how deadly this dimension is. That's why motherfuckers only live for 60, 70 years, because they spend a life of stress, anxiety, turmoil, anger, pain, and suffering. And that shit weighs on you. You see what I'm saying? It wears you out. Hell, 30 years on this motherfucker and you burnt out. You see what I'm saying? Shit. And the cycle's changing now, so it's really bad. You see what I'm saying? Motherfuckers leaving this bitch. They trying to get up out of here. And unlike last time, the astral portals are being shut down, so souls can be free and so they can leave this motherfucker and go back. Motherfuckers did a 300,000 year fucking they did a 300,000 year sentence down here, hard time. 600,000 year sentence, a million year sentence down here, hard time. Trying to fucking free Earth, free motherfuckers from the planet. Shit, free the planet itself. You see what I'm saying? Million year sentence, y'all. Think about that. You had to come back to this motherfucker for a million years over and over again until you got it right. That's how crazy this shit is. That's how fucked up it is. So niggas is sick of it. So right now Earth is in one of her transitional periods where she's going into a solar cycle, the Aquarian age, and this is the opportunity for everybody to slide in and take the planet back. So that's what's going on. Cause Earth herself is sick of being in a mental, in this realm, in this dimension. You see what I'm saying? So that's what you got going on. That's what you got going on here. So our mission, I'm gonna touch on that. Our mission at Starseeds is we chose to signed up for the resurrection of the dead. You see what I'm saying? We signed up to fucking heal and resurrect the people, bring people out of this fucking archonic illusionary spell, which is very fucking powerful. Cause motherfuckers has been on a spell for 6,000 years. That's a 6,000 year spell, y'all. Really, it's a 12,000 year spell. But goddamn, the neocortex didn't fully get programmed into the brain until 6,000 years ago. They started in 12,000 years, like they tell you in the Tower of Babel. What? The Aldebaran, this archonic god, came down. The people was fucking just building, in their souls, doing what they do best. The fucking Tower of Babel was the spine. Babel itself is the pioneer and the god force. They came down, did what? Literally destroyed the spine. That's them suppressing the God force, the Kundalini force, and disconnected it from its higher self or the higher God energies, and did what? Confused the languages, set boundaries and limitations. That sounds like Archonic God to me. So that's what Yaldabaoth, and it wasn't just him, it was him and his 7 Archonic goons. You see what I'm saying? And what did they do next? They programmed, they created a physical representation of their archonic forces in the neocortex, the ego. You see what I'm saying? So that's why we all have egos now. That's where the neocortex fucking came from. It didn't evolve from nothing. That's their programmed archonic matrix sitting on top of our true minds, solar minds. That's why the ancients' heads were elongated, because where the fucking neocortex is was just raw spiritual solar power. And their energy was so strong, it would push their heads back. You see what I'm saying? Upward and backward. That's how powerful it was. So that's how powerful your solar energy was. That it would literally elongate your head. But when the neocortex got push down and clamp down on the fucking spiritual mind, the immortal mind, the soul mind, then guess what? Your head became smaller and circular because of that neocortex. You see what I'm saying? So that's what's happening here. That's what we dealing with this motherfucker, with these motherfuckers here. So yeah. So how did they find these documents again? I think they said here. What did they say here? This is the book I've been reading from lately, the Gnostic Gospels, by what's the guy's name? What is the guy's name? Alan Jacobs. That's his name. Gnostic Gospels by Alan Jacobs. And it says here, let's see, where is it? It says here that it was discovered in 1945. Several Gospels here since the first century were discovered in the Egyptian desert at Nag Hammadi. You see what I'm saying? And it was, I think it was like some type of, I think he was like a farmer or something like that. Trying to get it right here. And it was 13 codices. Yes, it was 13 codices. But yeah, either way. It's in here somewhere, shit. It was 13 codes. Oh. It said here, it's discovered that Nag Hammadi, the Gnostic Gospels, was written mainly in early Coptic, are severely fragmented and full of leucomas. My aim has been to provide a clear, readable text from the 53 texts discovered. I have chosen the 13 reproduced here because I felt they were potentially of greater interest to the contemporary reader. In addition, unlike some of the remaining texts, they are not abounding in archaisms and strangely coined proper names whose derivation and usage have largely been lost. So there you go. There you go. That you know where it all came from. So they buried it before the massacre started happening. They buried them in Nag Hammadi, you know. So Nag Hammadi, Egypt. So they buried the information to keep it safe until the time where the Great Awakening will happen once again. Harpanut, as the ancient Olmecs called it, the age of the Phoenix will come again, and these texts will rise up, and we will know the truth about this fucking dimension and what the fuck been going on. So another thing I tell y'all is, y'all got God powers and God weapons. Shit, fuck these Archons up. Yeah, y'all don't have no reason to be bossed around them. Y'all way more powerful than them. That's what the ancient Egyptians and the ancient Olmecs and the ancient Sumerians are trying to tell y'all. Y'all guys. And so these motherfuckers step to y'all with that bullshit, slice their ass up, force choke them, throw their ass around with force energy. Shit, that's what these movies are about. Star Wars, all that shit is about. To remind you of your power, of your wisdom, your techniques, your abilities. You see what I'm saying? Your melanin. So your soul power. You see what I'm saying? So don't get it twisted. So cause they showed you. What's the only thing that they showed you? I'm gonna go with the Blade and Queen of the Damned again. What's the only thing they showed you in these movies? The only thing that can defeat these fucking Archons are the Daywalkers. Did they not show you this? Did they not show you this? The Queen of the Damned just means Queen of the Sleeping Gods and /Starseeds. That's all it means. So what did Blade and Akasha show you? Blade is the solar god and Akasha is the solar goddess. So only your soul energy can beat these motherfuckers. That's basically what they were showing you in these movies. Only your soul energy can beat these motherfuckers. You see what I'm saying? So why were they vampires though? Why were they ascended souls in this case? Because they incarnated down here to deal with this shit. And once they found out the truth, like Blade said, once we found out the truth, we've been fucking them up ever since. Once we found out what was really going on, we've been fucking them up ever since. Once Akasha came back and seen what these motherfuckers did, to her bloodlines while she was gone. She was ready to fuck them up. You see what I'm saying? What's up, Blake? She was ready to fuck these niggas up for what they did to her people, her world, her ancient world. They was gods when she went to sleep. You see what I'm saying? When she shut down, she come back and goddamn the world is in a state of fucking emergency. And she was like, we need to change that shit back. Y'all niggas crazy. Look at this world. Oh, but it's our world. We run this. I don't give a fuck what you run. We change this shit back to the soul first, body second principle, motherfuckers. So that's what Blade and Akasha was showing y'all, since we dealing with the vampiric energy. You see what I'm saying? The true vampire, the ascended soul energy. You see what I'm saying? So they came back to take their shit back. Blade. Who was Blade fighting? The council. Shit, the council. Goddamn, it was always some motherfuckers in power. 13 members of the council, the cabal, that he had to fuck up. Then he had to fuck up Lamar, the blood guy, which he had to master his own blood. Then he had to fight Dracula, who we already know is an Archon. Hell, Dracula is Archon. Hell, we know that. Shit, we Dracula represented the manifestation of Lamar, the blood guy. So if Lamar is Yaldabaoth, then fucking Dracula is Yaldabaoth's son. So there you go. There you go. So that's what this material represents. Gnostic Gospels. Go check it out by Alan Jacobs. Another book, Gnosticism, by Stephen A. Hoeller. And I always like to tell people, like, this ain't the body trying to escape this motherfucker. That's the soul trying to escape a mental. This is a mental here. The underworld. You see what I'm saying? This is the underworld. That's the primordial. The original spheres of consciousness, the pleroma. You see what I'm saying? The primordial realm, the original God realm. And this is a mental. This is your soul trying to escape this motherfucker back to it. You see what I'm saying? So that's what this image represents here. Then later on down the road, I'm getting to this guardian of the Holy Grail, the wisdom of Sophia. And I'm gonna tell you about all these guardians, these Jedi masters who kept who preserved the knowledge. You see what I'm saying? In different regions on the planet. And when it was their times, they showed it. When it was their time and the energy was in their place, they showed the fuck out. And when it was wiping motherfuckers out, trying to take their knowledge. You see what I'm saying? So that's pretty much it. Science of the Day Walker. You know. Yep. Pretty much touched on everything. Let me see here. How this realm created. Why did we come down here? Came down here to help save and free the planets, / free ourselves, / destroy these motherfucking archonic frequencies so we can get up out of here. You see what I'm saying? So that's the original mission. That's the goal. That's the objective here. Operation Free Her. Goddamn, free. Operation Free the Mother. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it's all about. Free the heart. See, that's what y'all call Operation Free the Heart. Yeah, that's what y'all want to call this. But other than that pretty much wraps it up, you know. Go check out Blade. Again, see what I'm saying? Check out Queen of the Damned. That was also pretty dope. So, there you go. Any questions? Any questions? Any question? Diana, thank you for this explanation. No problem. No problem. So, know thy enemy, people. Know who your true enemies are. Know what the fuck you dealing with. Know that these motherfuckers are there. This is the intergalactic, interdimensional restaurant. And this is a feeding ground for them, so they can get stronger and stronger. The more they eat, stronger they get. More life force they consume from us, the stronger they get. Just like they showed you in Jupiter Ascending, what they had in the fucking cartridges. They had the movie Jupiter Ascending. They was harvesting the plants were nothing but fucking farms and restaurants, and they was harvesting what? Life force. Concentrated levels of life force. And what did they do? They did this to keep themselves young, healthy, and strong. Well, taking that to another level, the Archons are doing pretty much the exact same thing, but they're gaining power, strength, and immortality from and wisdom. Yeah, wisdom, power, and strong high levels of immortality from feeding off us. You see what I'm saying? So yeah. So yeah. What's up, Aisha? So yeah, definitely. Get into your Jedi Force. Learn your Force abilities. Or these motherfuckers will come see you. You know. Slice their ass up with your lightsabers. Slice their ass up with your Force choke their ass. Let them motherfuckers know that each being's life is nothing but a breath. You know, shit, they ass can die too. Shit, fucking with you. Cause you a God and what you said goes as God. Alright, we back. Your force, your energy, fuck their ass up and attack their ass. Then guess what? They die. They forces die. They energies die. So there y'all go. So any questions? D nice. Do Mudras work? Yep, Mudras. Chants, spells, fucking anything that helps empowers you and help you tap into your soul force that much easier. You see what I'm saying? Anything that helps empowers you. Remember, you a soul man, soul woman, soul child, soul god, soul goddesses, soul goddess, soul star. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Soul child. So any other questions? Oh yeah. I want to drop this too. Who is the celestial family? You got the one source creator mind, and then from him you get the 36 levels of consciousness. You see what I'm saying? And the immortals themselves that governs those 36 levels of consciousness. So it's 36 immortals in all main deities that presides over these spheres of consciousness. And they represent, energies like the Baphomet, the self-generated souls. You see what I'm saying? The self-generated souls who created these. And then you got Sophia, the wisdom. You see what I'm saying? That comes from these creations. You see what I'm saying? The ability to create. That's what the wisdom is. The ability to mentally create. And finally, you got Pan, the son of the Baphomet and Sophia, one of them anyway, who represents the personification of the soul in deity form. So that's some of the family. Then you got Christ, the creative forces of Sophia, another one of her children. Then you got Lucifer, the destructive forces of her, the true and living destructive forces. That has a purpose. Some shit just gotta go. So that's what they represent. And then us, who are in the middle, who are the preservers, the organizational energies of her energies. You see what I'm saying? Her forces. So these are her children. This is what we meant by God, the children of the mother. You see what I'm saying? The mother's birth. So just want to put that on record. The celestial family. any other questions before I go? Well, alright. I'm Marvin Jones. Y'all put the word out, share this with your friends, let them know what it is. Y'all can check out my other lectures on YouTube, The Metal Now Order, and I'm out. Peace.